Hey, what's up, everybody out there? King JB sitting here. Y'all know what time it is. Today I'm gonna go over the Ultimate Fighter 13 finale. I'm gonna go over the Rampage situation and, of course, St. Pierre and Diaz. Want to give shout outs to my sponsors, MMA Madhouse, Mobsters Fight Gear. Y'all know I don't do the straight hat shit, so this is enough of that shit. Love y'all, man. But anyway, we're gonna go over the show. Obviously, last night MMA Affiliates Radio has been getting huge. I definitely want to appreciate everybody that's been down for it. Make sure y'all go check out the sponsors, by the way. Go to their websites, check them out. They got some amazing fight gear. Definitely love the way they handle their business. All right. Now, also want to give a shout out to the Legends of Fighting Championship. They've been doing it real big over there. June 17th, 8 Second Saloon, Indianapolis, Indiana. Got a huge event coming. I'm going to be there covering the event. Definitely should be some fun. And if any of you motherfuckers out there want to get in that cage, let's throw them things. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Move on past all of this. Alright, couple announcements. As y'all know, MMA Affiliates Radio is now on iTunes. It's everywhere out there. Y'all can find it on Podomatic. Basically, we building. We're about to have the .com. It's about to happen for MMA Kingdom. I couldn't do all this if it wasn't for y'all, man. Y'all definitely appreciate it. I want y'all to understand that. Shout outs to everybody out there that helped this shit possible. You know, all the way from the bloodstained lanes out there to even the small guys like DiBiase. Appreciate you, bro. Anyway, keeping it moving, man. We got the Ultimate Fighter 13 finale. Make sure on the Facebook, y'all respond to the note and do your predictions. Y'all know it's a new month, a new prediction champion. Alonzo Haynes right now is the MMA Kingdom's UFC prediction champion. Of course, we're going to crown a Strike Force champion and a Bellator champion this month. Make sure y'all fuck with it, man. All right, keeping it moving, man. Okay, let's go ahead and start with a huge announcement we got. George St. Pierre is now booked, I believe, at 137 to fight Nick Diaz. The first super fight between Strike Force and UFC has now been booked. I was curious on a lot of you guys' opinions out there. I do have Skype now. Make sure y'all fuck with me on Skype. We'll definitely be able to, rap back and forth there. Like I said, I'm making a lot of moves here to try to make myself more accessible to you guys. It's becoming harder because my workload is getting huge. Plus, many of y'all know I go to college. The summer semester started. Now, St. Pierre versus Diaz, huge fight. I have changed my stance on Nick Diaz in a lot of ways. This is a guy that's lost some pretty, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate mail for this because I'm not a George St. Pierre fan. But I do think George St. Pierre will dominate Nick Diaz. I think Nick Diaz will have a couple good shots. But let's be real, man. Nick Diaz is still Nick Diaz. I understand he went on an amazing, run over in Strike Force and just in general. But I don't think Nick Diaz is better than Jake Shields. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's a close call. I just think Nick Diaz he's solid. But, man, we're talking about George St. Pierre. Listen, yes, he bores us at times, much like John Fitch. Nick Diaz is not boring. But at the same time, man, does Nick Diaz have the skill set to beat George St. Pierre? Is he focused enough on MMA to beat George St. Pierre? Everybody seems to think he's the guy to dethrone George St. Pierre. I don't know about that. I think that with St. Pierre's wrestling ability, I think that will be the pain in Nick Diaz's ass on this one. I don't think Nick Diaz will be able to really, let's look at it. What wrestlers has Nick Diaz fought? I think that if he stays in Strike Force and fights Tyrone Woodley, he would lose. So now we're gonna go over to St. Pierre, who, all right, I don't call St. Pierre a great wrestler, but he's good enough. He's beat great wrestlers like Matt Hughes. I don't think Diaz can. I think Diaz had a great fight with Paul Daly, which I big ups to Paul Daly. I think Diaz he beat Cyborg. Ooh. I just don't see Nick Diaz as a real threat to St. Pierre. I think it'll be a great fight. It'll be a fun fight. I'm looking forward to it. I think that because of St. Pierre, it'll draw a lot of viewers. Let's be real though. Nick Diaz has never drew a huge following. He's not going to get you 1 million pay-per-view buys. Nick Diaz is Nick Diaz. I think he's a great fighter, but is he an elite fighter? Is he a Hall of Fame fighter? No. George St. Pierre is. Unfortunately for us, because George St. Pierre has become extremely boring. Truth of it is, though, St. Pierre, love him or hate him, he's dominant. There's no one that in at 170 that can beat him right now. I just don't think Nick Diaz can beat him. But I'm excited to hear the fight. I can't wait to watch the fight. I can't wait for the fight. I know that a lot of you Nick Diaz fans and a lot of you George St. Pierre haters are going to send me hate mail talking about King JB don't know what the fuck he's talking about. You know, he's a Zuffa zombie, all this. Listen, this has nothing to do with Zuffa. This has something to do with Nick Diaz has been fighting cyborgs. St. Pierre's been fighting Jake Shields, BJ Penns, Matt Serras, Josh Koscheck's. George St. Pierre's been fighting the best of the best. Nick Diaz has not. He got the win over Paul Daly. You know what I'm saying? Barely. If that fight would have went to the second round, Paul Daly might have beat Nick Diaz, and a lot of us know that. He dropped him twice. Let's be real here. All right. All that bullshit aside, let's go ahead and move on. I am pumped about the fight. I cannot wait for this shit. Also, I've heard words that Rampage and John Jones are going to go at 135. That's not going to happen. I don't see how it can happen. Rampage is on a 6-month suspension due to his hand. I don't see how it's going to happen. I think this is whoever's reporting this bullshit, I think they're false. We'll see. But just remember, King JB said that this ain't going to happen. I hope it happens. I'm a huge Rampage fan. I want to see it. Now, going into Joe Rogan, Rampage, Maggie Hendricks, all that shit. Listen, make sure you check my video out on Maggie Hendricks. This bitch is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Listen, these fighters, once again, they're not priests. Joe Rogan came out and apologized for what he said about Maggie Hendricks. I'm not apologizing. Fuck Maggie Hendricks. Fuck Yahoo. Fuck Brent Crookhouse and Bloody Elbow, that bullshit ass website. Listen, y'all need to quit this shit. Quit all this bullshit about, man, quit trying to make these fighters, man, act more holier than they are, man. These are fucking fighters, man. We cuss, we fight, we say fuck a bitch, and that's what we do. Quit being a pussy on the motherfucking webpage. Brent Crookhouse, you're a fucking pussy. Period. I'm saying you're a pussy. Period. You got a problem with it, come see King JB. But you're a pussy. Your fucking sorry-ass webpage, as well as CagePotato.com. All you motherfuckers are so close to... Cage Potato's already blacklisted. Bloody Elbow, you're going to be blacklisted. Brent Crookhouse, you're a shitty journalist. Fuck everything you do. And fuck that pussy-ass, holier-than-thou article that you just put out on the internet about Rampage Jackson and all that shit. You're a pussy. Period. I'll smack the shit out of all you fucking journalists. Alright, keeping it moving. The Ultimate Fighter 13 finale is coming this Saturday. It's going to be a huge show. As many of you know, the final card is in. So I'm going to go over the show real quick, give you my predictions, and go from there. Obviously, I'll do a review show on Sunday. Probably Saturday night. Alright, we're going to start off with my guy, Shamar Bailey, who will be on MMA Affiliates this Sunday. I will be going to see him personally and doing an on-camera interview as well. Shamar Bailey and Ryan McGilvery. Shamar's 11-3. Ryan's 11-4-1. I think Shamar will use his wrestling pedigree here. I think he'll grind it out and get the decision win. Big ups to Shamar Bailey. Can't wait to have you on the show. I think you're gonna end up 1-0 in the UFC. No question. Good to see you. By the way, for y'all that don't know, he came from where? Legends of Fighting here in Indianapolis. A lot of people know about Shamar here. We're glad to see him get that push. Next up, we got Justin Edwards, 6-0. Clay Harbison, 6-1. Of course, these are in the welterweight division. Now, Clay Harbison, I think he looked like a beast on the show. I think this is going to be a great fight between two great submission artists. I think it's going to end up going back and forth. Each guy is going to counter each other. I think it'll cancel out each other's submission. And ultimately, it may come down to Clay Harbison's striking ability. So it very possibly could end up a TKO for Clay Harbison. But I got it as a decision. I think Clay is going to pull out a decision win. I think his striking will win it for him in the eyes of the judges. We got next from the Ultimate Fighter, Chris Cope, who got lucky all season, but I give him props. He's 4-1 against Chuck O'Neal, 8-3, who ended up getting a shot on the show due to an injury. Big ups to both of these fighters for making it this far. Chris Cope, I think he got real lucky against Shamar Bailey. I think he got lucky a lot this season, but I give him his credit. I think Chuck's a better fighter all around. I think this is going to go to a decision. I think he's on a different level, and in front of a live crowd, I think he's going to turn it up a notch. I think Chuck O'Neal will take this fight to the decision. This could be the fight of the night. I think it'll be a very exciting fight, no question about it. We got a bantamweight fight with Ruben Duran, 7-3-1 against Francisco Rivera at 5-1. I don't have any. This fight has little excitement to me. I'm not. This is more of just a filler fight to me. I'm not excited about it at all. It's free TV though, so I'm gonna watch it. I got Ruben Duran winning by decision. Scott Jorgensen, Ken Stone. Ken Stone just doesn't fit the bill to me. He's 9-2, but he's not a 9-2 fighter to me, really. Scott Jorgensen, 11-4, much more exciting fighter. I think a much better all-around fighter. I'm not really too interested in this fight, but once again, free TV. I got Scott Jorgensen taking the decision win. Featherweight fight. It's gonna be good. We got Josh Grisby at 14-2, and we got George Roop at 11-7-1. Grisby, he all of a sudden went from one of the hottest prospects to a bum in a lot of people's eyes because he had a loss. Come on, man. Josh is a good fighter. I think this is going to be a very good fight for him against a veteran in George Roop. George Roop seems to always fail when he fights someone that's worthy. I think without a shadow of a doubt, George Roop will fail here. I think Josh Grisby will get a submission win in the second. That's my pick there. Can't wait to see Jeremy Stephens, 19-6, in a lightweight fight against Danny Downs at 8-1. I think we're going to see the KO of the night in this fight. I think Jeremy Stephens, he just gets better and better as time goes. I think his stand-up is great. I think he's going to sneak one in, give us the KO of the night. I got Jeremy Stephens getting the knockout in the second round. We got a middleweight fight. Ed Herman, 21-9 against Tim Crater, 12-3. I think this is going to be a wonderful fight. Tim Crater, I love watching him fight. I think he's one of the best. I think he's one of the most underrated fighters out there, actually. Now, I think both men are great on the ground. Herman has a tendency to get finished, though, with submissions. And I think that's where we're going to go here. I think it's going to be a third-round submission of the night win for Tim Crater. I think he's going to get the submission of the night. Keeping it moving. We're going to go to light heavyweight fight. Kyle Kingsbury, 10-2 against Fabio Maldonado at 18-3. I think we're going to see an upset here. This is going to be a solid fight. Kingsbury's going to try to grind out another decision. But Fabio, man, his striking is just great. He trains with Nogueira. I think he's ready for the big time. I think he's going to pull out a second-round TKO win for the upset. Fabio Maldonado is my upset pick of the night. Make sure y'all remember that. We're going to keep it moving, man. We got co-main event, or this may be actually the main event. I don't fucking know. Lightweight fight. Clay Guida, 28-11. Anthony Pettis, 13-1. Clay Guida, I think this is going to be the fight of the night. A lot of people out here are so on Anthony Pettis. I just don't see it. I think, man, goddamn phone. I think Anthony Pettis is great, but I don't know. I think Clay Guida is just so fucking full of energy, man. And I'm sorry. I think Anthony Pettis needs to prove something to me. Clay Guida is in my top 10 of lightweights. Anthony Pettis still is not. Clay Guida, I think that he's going to pull a decision win, fight of the night. I know a lot, once again, it's going to draw the haters. A lot of people disagree with me. They think Anthony Pettis is the next fucking John Jones at lightweight type shit. Listen, let's see Anthony Pettis do some shit. I think Gray Mater's a dick, but I think he was pretty right when he talked about some of the things that Anthony Pettis has not done. But big up. If Anthony Pettis gets this win, all the credit in the world. But I think Clay Guida, 28-11, he's going to go to 29-11. Huge upset, I guess, to people. Not to me. I think he'll grind it out. Let's see. Main event, I got as the TUF finale, Tony Ferguson, 10-2. Ramsey Nijem, 4-1. I got Ramsey winning it by submission in the third. Tony Ferguson just completely destroyed his credibility at the last couple shows of the show. I think that ultimately he's not going to be able to handle the mainstream, the big time there. I think the fact that he's gained so many haters is going to get to him. His experience could help him out there. Now, he could sneak out the win, but I think Ramsey is just I think he's destined to win this year's show. This season's show. I think he's going to get it. Maybe it's just me wanting Ramsey to win. I don't know. Tony, I'll give him a lot of credit. He's got a lot of ability. But I think Ramsey The submissions are